Hey everybody. So I wanted to show this pretty straightforward LeetCode problem, but I really like using the spread operator because I was able to save a lot of memory here, 96.44. So yeah, the JavaScript spread operator is really good, but like, so we just look at this and we see it's one index. So basically this is num0 and this is nums1. So they just try to kind of be tricky there. But yeah, you append the first part of the array to, or the first iteration of this num array, which would be 2, to nums1, the first array, or to array 1, right? And then you're gonna get this one, which is 1, which is the second iteration, right? To array 2. Okay. Normally this would be num0 and nums1, but they wanted to make it into a one indexed array. Like, okay, cool. And then it's just really straightforward. If the last element of array 1 is greater than the last element of array 2, append it to array 1. Otherwise, append it to array 2. And then you concatenate both arrays. Okay, and you can use that during this doing you could use the spread operator. But first we're going to need to create those arrays. So let's just create array 1 and make it equal to an empty array. We can create array 2, make it equal to an empty array. Okay, and then that's pretty much all the memory we need. Yeah, so we let I equals 0, and I'm just going to index it like 0, like a normal human being. You don't have to do what they're doing and confuse yourself. Just do I equals 0. And then length I plus plus. Okay, that's looking good to me. And then you just go down. So we're looping through nums array. Okay. And then we just follow this. Well, let's do this. Let's append this first. So the way I did it was just an if statement. It's pretty simple. Look, if it's the first iteration, push it up to array 1. Okay. Whatever iteration we're on, which should be if it's the first iteration, that iteration is going to go to array 1. Okay. So that should be good. Okay. And then I'm gonna just put a continue here. Okay. And then I don't think you need that, but whatever. Um one uh two dot push, right? And then for the second iteration, which is because this is 0 indexed, the second iteration is 1, the first iteration is 0. It's just the way coding is usually. But they're trying to be kind of confusing. So then push that. Okay, so you're gonna make both of those arrays. And I think the continue is kind of extra because it shouldn't do it if it's but I guess I don't want it to read the rest of the code. So that's kind of what I was thinking with the continues, but you don't really need continue here. It's not that important. So then I would just console log. So let's go outside the loop to do it so it doesn't console log a bunch. So console log array 1 and array 2. Yeah. So let's do that. And you can put in multiple parameters here. So we get 2 and we get 1. So that's great. 2, 1. Perfect. And you can even like add a string like this is array 1 if you want, but who cares? So we got that down. Okay, and then we just need to do the rest part. If the last element of array 1 is greater than the last element of array 2, um, append it right to array 1, else array 2. So that's going to be an if else statement, right? That is like obviously an if else statement. So let's do that. And then for the condition, array 1, and let's get the last element of the array, right? That's what it wants. So you're going to check for length. Okay. You're going to need that -1. Um, and then it has to be strictly greater than. So, not greater than or equal to, but strictly greater than. And then length -1. Okay, so last element of the array, right? Check the length of the array. You need that -1 or it's going to be out of um, bounds. Yeah. So that's it. And then array 1 dot push. really simple. Just push it up, whatever your iteration we're on. In the for loop, we push that up. Array two, push up whatever iteration we're on, whatever number we're on in the loop. Whoopsie, which will be whatever that iteration is. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and show the spread operator here. So the way I did it was I just did return with the concatenation. All I did was this R1, R2. So spread operator is sick because it's just like we don't need to make any more memory. We just spit it out. So let's try it. And you can just concatenate. So what did I do here? I did not do this correctly. So I needed to make this say R1. So hopefully I didn't make any more mistakes. It looks like I'm good. Let me try again. That's unfortunate, but happens. Okay, cool. So I passed both these cases. Let's just submit and see how this goes. And yeah, the memory, I guess I used more this time because there's more. But yeah, spread operator, good for memory. I guess my runtime isn't super good like this guy's. Like I guess, it looks like the same. Oh, they use concat. That's cool. That's another way to do it. I like the spread operator too. So it's whatever you want to do. Concat's a good choice too. All right, that's pretty much all I wanted to share. So have a good one.